the simplest terms, the Q4 system's a torque vectoring center differential.
Wait! Torque vectoring. That's a made-up word like venti, isn't it?
No purrs, it's a real thing. Torque vectoring's a super cool sounding way of saying the system can vary the power delivery to the axle or wheel through a range. Instead of locking the power in an even split like 50-50, torque vectoring allows the power ratio to vary based on needs. This can be anywhere from 100-0 to 0-100, depending on the design of the system. It can also be performed through control of the brakes or a differential,
Or both, like the Q4 does.
It can vary the engine power between 100% rear to 60% front, 40% rear. And it does this based on steering wheel angle, wheel slip, vehicle speed, and several other factors. Really, though, it's an integration of several mechanical and digital systems. Mechanically, there's the Alpha patented center differential that uses magnetically activated clutches to control the engine's power delivery to the axle. It's actually lighter and faster than the units available on some six-figure SUVs. Then there's the integrated braking system that works about twice as fast as a traditional system, as well as the engine and transmission. Digitally, you've got the DNA drive mode selector that integrates all of these systems, and then you've got the traction control and anti-lock braking algorithms that oversee all of it. As complicated as all this sounds and is, in practice it's as simple as it gets. Give it gas, steer, get where you're going through pretty much anything. But you can't turn off traction control, so you're not having any fun, right? Wrong. You just need to let the car know it's fun time. Put good money on these being the same algorithms that are going to be in the upcoming Jeep Cherokee Desert Hawk. If you know how to play with weight transfer and have a lot of room to safely build speed, it is possible to get the rear out some. Work hard enough and you might get a short power slide. But what the Alpha all-wheel drive system excels at is traction, stability, and maneuverability. Even in deep, loose gravel and sand, this system keeps the car tracking where it's pointed, reliably obeying inputs from the steering wheel while never wanting to fishtail or get squirrely, even with extreme steering inputs and hard acceleration. If you hit the shoulder, it doesn't matter. Even with different traction on each side of the car, the Q4 system allows the car to track straight and steer smooth. Going from asphalt to dirt, same thing. Doesn't affect the drive. No twitchiness from the steering, nothing unpleasant. Back on blacktop, the system's ability to seamlessly shift back to rear-wheel drive means your favorite mountain pass is as fun as kicking up dust in a lake bed. Even when operating in rear-wheel drive, the Q4 system will shift power to the front and or brake torque it side to side to maintain stability through high-speed S-turns and corners. It's good enough to make a 4,000-pound SUV feel nimble while navigating pretty much any situation. The predictive nature of the all-wheel drive uses inputs from the vehicle sensors to predetermine the best way to deliver power to the wheels. Works like black magic in most situations. I've driven most generations of most of the all-wheel drive systems available today. The Q4 system's special. Lighter, faster, smarter.
About to get deep.
Let's talk about how the Q4 system's uniquely designed to maximize traction and driving dynamics. Being a rear-wheel drive system, the rear axle ratio is optimized for speed and gas mileage. Since the front wheels only get power when the rear will slip, that axle ratio is lower, optimized for traction and pulling power. So when the power goes to the front, the rear wheels will be rotating faster than the front wheel. But the front is where the traction is. So they're going to be gripping while the rear is going to be slipping. This does two things. It allows the Q4 system to maintain rear-wheel drive driving dynamics, oversteer versus understeer, even in full all-wheel drive mode with the traction control and drive mode algorithms controlling those dynamics to varying degrees. Having a lower front axle ratio also gives the Q4 system a hidden low gear, which helps maximize grip and power in low-speed, high-slip situations, like driving in snow, ice, mud, sand, etc. This hidden low gear might also explain why Italian sources claim a 50-50 power split for the Q4, while US claims 60-40. It could be both are true. The engine power split 50-50, then the front axle ratio multiplies the power about 10%, so overall power to the wheels is about 60-40, with the forces that could cause torque or oversteer being negated by sending overslip to the rear instantly at the center differential. Rear-wheel drive driving dynamics and full all-wheel drive, capable of driving over most any surface through most any weather with no input from the driver. Q4 doesn't just manage grip, it manages slip too. That's the type of tech the World Rally Championship outlawed for being too good.
Now, what are the drawbacks? Well, using the brakes to vector the power side to side increases wear. It can also overheat the brakes, which will then negatively affect the function. It's also slow to respond compared to a true torque vectoring or limited slip differential, so there are better systems available. But the base Q4 all-wheel drive is way better than pretty much anything short of the competition's very top-end systems, which cost a lot more. And that stuff's optional on the Stelvio too. Yeah, groovin'. This is how I drive. Either Frank Sinatra or Run the Jewels on here. You're not going to find me doing too many videos talking while I drive. Too hard to rock out, plus, driving. There's nothing to report in terms of reliability. It still drives great and feels solid. Starts, does what I want, makes me happy. Boring, I know. The next long-term update will include whatever happens at the first service at 10,000 miles. We'll also be looking at this 4-cylinder engine a bit closer. So subscribe if you want more. And every time a video gets a like, I'm going to give a dog a treat. And who doesn't want to give a dog a treat? So help me make my puppies happy and hit like.